Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is KarQ. Welcome to the KarQ, the KarQ Archives YouTube channel, where I do VOD reviews, gameplay uploads, and other variety videos. Today we have some gameplay submitted by LiquidFizz, playing some Ana support, see what we can do to help him get better. Remember to get your gameplay reviewed by me, come to the stream, hang out, build up the loyalty points, and for 55,000, you can get your VOD reviewed. Sorry, it used to be 50,000, but 10% inflation. It's 2021. What can I say? Okay, so nice spawn nade at the gate. Sleep is kind of cheeky. Probably don't have to, but whatever. Honestly, if you're gonna be even cheekier after the nade, you just sit here and then shoot underneath this blue car for like a little bit. See if you can get a shot or two. But works better as Zenyatta, but it can still be something. I do it sometimes as Ana. Not every time. It's a sometimes kind of thing. Alright. That's a very high arcing nade there. I think your only options here with a nade like that, I think you just aim it at the ground. This one, you kind of overflicked it. I think it's gonna blast too far here. Oh, it was like a, you had to pray on the direct here because you went for a high arcer. I think if you just aimed lower and went for the splash, you might have had a higher chance of hitting it. But it almost directed. If it hit the Sigma, you would have hit both of them because it would have splashed on both of them. But the direct nades are a lot harder to hit. Probably go for splashes. Okay. I think playing in here is fine based on where what's happening. Okay. Actually pretty good here. See if you can... Oh, nice sleep. Unfortunately, I don't think anybody can confirm the kill here. Okay, so you don't need to like move out the door, but I like the nade. Good sleep. Nice. Nade yourself. I was gonna say, you can nade yourself and nano somebody. 2, 1. You had nade right here. You're gonna have to nade yourself and then dip. That's like the only possible thing. Now, outside of this, it's a very defensive position for Ana. I think right around here, once they're starting to push in, this is where you have to kind of go for the aggressive nade here. Did you have it here? Oh, you already threw it. Oh, this is when you... Oh, this is after you threw the direct and it like missed them. Okay, so as teams are pushing in and people are getting low, your plan now should be to look for a nade to somehow turn this fight, because it looks like people are low. You lost LOS. He was curving to the right while you were moving to the left, and then you had no heal angle. And you kind of like went here and dropped. I think if you actually looked over here just for half a second and naded these guys in the back line, these guys would not be... These guys are not able to turn the corner because they're naded for 5 seconds, which stalls long enough for you to, after the nade, turn around and help here, or you nade their backline and put a shot into somebody, force a lamp or something. If it's a solo Roadhog here, but that's tough. Your team kind of got like backpedaled. But what can you do as support? Probably something like that. A lot of times you'd think to just obviously like nade the hog or whatever. It's as easy to say in hindsight, but that is one thing you could do. When one tank is jumping a tank and it's like a Sigma, Sigma will probably survive on his own. If there's a way that you can like cut off their backline, also pretty effective as well. There's a bunch of possible plays. I don't think what you did is wrong inherently, like you turning around trying to nade and supplement your Sigma, because that nade on the hog would allow him to die, but that requires your team to have focus fire, which is probably a lot harder to find in these elos, because you got the nade off after you bailed out the Sigma after he walked in, but despite the nade, there wasn't enough juice to finish him off. He's got too much of an HP pool because your Doomfist died earlier. So if you lose one of your DPSs, because if your Doomfist dying earlier, that's why you saw the Ashe, Bap, and Mercy able to come in for free, because your Doom was dead. So that's why potentially you started to go out and try to like stop their backline, kind of play that DPS role, pseudo DPS role, in a way to make space for the rest of your team. But that's tough to judge and analyze in the actual in-game situation. But that's something else to think about, right? Okay, a little bit of a panic sleep there.
No one can hide from my sight.
Okay. Now you don't have sleep right now for... I don't like that nade either. Okay. For the most part, I actually don't really go for sleeps on Sigmas anymore because he can... Whenever Sigma looks like he's exposed, he can flash a shield at any time and just suck with his hands. Like, Sigma's probably the tank I hit the least with my sleep darts. In this comp, you just sleep the hog. Punish this hog for the most part. Only go for the sleep on Sig after you guaranteed see their cooldowns. Because if you don't see anything, like, you just got unfortunate because you missed there, but... Every time I see a Sigma exposed, by the time I'm ready to see him and wind up my sleep dart, he flashes his shield again. So, like, I almost never sleep Sigs anymore for that reason. Because now, because if you held it there and you saved it for a moment like this, that would have been better. You could have saved it for the Bob to help your team. Good nade here, that's fine. Okay, you win this though. That nade was trying to hit around the shield, was that fine? I don't like the, not this one. You're talking about this one, right?
No one can hide from my sight.
Like right here. No, I don't like this because you can just retract the shield at any time. I would have seen, I see them through the walls like this. I can see based on how big this is, they're kind of playing separated. I'd probably wait for a more higher percentage nade here. I probably would have not naded. And then I see them like this. I probably would have kept nade still right now. Not a fan of it, but it didn't hurt you too much in hindsight.
Get back in the fight.
Okay, so what do you do in the interim? Like right now you can go... no, never mind. Too late now. I was going to say you had a bit of time, like 3 seconds ago, to go for an aggressive nade to build some all charge, but... Okay, you hear footsteps. Like, not even... Oh, that's unfortunate. Good nade, though. Punish one back. I was going to say, you knew that was coming. You can hear it. I know I have the X-ray vision, but you saw this. He just did a fucking jump to the left and kind of juked your sleep, so... You had the right idea, though. You can bait out the up the elevator into an immediate sleep. Okay, hide inside for a bit. I was gonna say, if you're gonna drop down at low HP with no cooldowns like this, I would have gunned for the mini right now. Especially with the tracer jumping.
It'll take more than that to keep me out of the fight.
Okay, on high ground. Don't leave it too early yet. Still have some time. Okay, you got the drop now. Okay, right now, run, run, run. Nade yourself immediately. Good. Oh, you're so fucked. Okay. I think coming up here is fine. You're getting jumped. You have no sleep now. Early on the nade. Just run. I don't like moving into this space 80% of the time. I don't think this spot's very good. The only other option is to come out here and go in here. But like, if you're not going to commit, like if your team is fighting them here, you don't like playing here because a lot of enemies like to flank in this spot. Yes, your ball's kind of rolling around here, but they establish high ground control because you saw this Baptiste ult. So I know we can see he's not there yet, but as an Ana, I always assume once they have high ground control, they can just look down and kill me right here. So like the immediate instinct would to either be hide underneath to stay away from the high ground or to move behind the dumpster. Even without this X-ray info, that should be the instinct, not to move here because this spot does nothing. Like if your instinct was to drop immediately there and then move here, this Winston doesn't get the jump on you right now and you're still able to heal your ball. But because this Winston had then this Winston just catches you there and then splits you off and then you're kind of fucked. And you walk into the Sig orbs. Where can you find the video of all the player interviews like this? KarQ.
في الامتحان يكرم المرء أو يهان.
You have to play left or go inside or go left by jail. If I go left into their front line, so not any good options to begin with. No, I think you still could have went. Immediately when you drop down, you go behind dumpster and then go play behind jail. I still think this spot was infinitely safer than what they were doing at first. Your best option in that scenario, no guarantee that you'll still live because Sigma gets to shoot kind of here, but you're just still safer in this spot compared to here. The Winston doesn't jump you. If anything, the Winston jumps your team and you can take a few more steps back to get some separation and heal them. That's all you can do. Sometimes, ouch. I just reset. Come to the right. Good.
No one can hide from my sight.
A little cheeky there. I think you have a tendency to kind of chuck your sleeps without much thought into it. And sometimes I tunnel vision do the same thing, where I'm not really focusing, but
You're going to be okay.
sleep is one of those cooldowns you don't have to use if it's on, if you have it available right away. Sometimes the threat of the sleep is enough to thwart somebody away, not wart them away. Thwart them away. Kind of like how the threat of EMP itself is just as good as the EMP. The threat of the sleep, if enemies are smart, they won't engage as hard until they see the Ana sleep. Like Genji won't blade until they see it sometimes, depending on who they are. Like you don't need to do that either. Like you just chucked it out for no reason. If anything, the plan should have been right here. Like what does the sleep do there?
You're powered up. Get in there.
I think his nano's fine. You get to help him tank the Winston. The Winston's like fuck. Good ult here. The instinct shouldn't be to go for a sleep. The instinct should be to move to the left, look around that shield, and nade them as soon as they land. But you did do that, but it was also like a little late. But you guys win anyways. You dumped like the dragon ult and you would have won, but you saved the sleep so to save yourself from like a tracer jumping who wasn't caught in any of that stuff. You want to hit the mercy, but it does. I mean, you know. I don't have to explain it. There was no value in that. Oh, the question with the Defiant players, it should be on the channel, but Defiant is editing that, not me. Hey, you try to sleep this. Oh, he's hiding though. Right. I think you were looking for it. Yeah, that was fine.
Get back in the fight.
I didn't like that nade either. I like that one. That one was good. Can I sleep? Run away, run away, run away. Just go up the stairs, go up the stairs. Get the mini, go up the stairs. You need help. So do you see how one Winston ended up cutting you off for like 10 seconds? Okay, this was fine. This is fine. You sleep here. Round the corner and keep helping your team fight because they're in the middle of a team fight. The one Winston jumped because you don't have a nade and this bubble's blocking off your Hanzo from helping you. Honestly, you just come around this corner, help, help, help. Or you just commit up these stairs. I probably wouldn't have even wasted time to get that health pack because this guy's not going to jump you again now that you spawn. You come out here all the way here and then you just try to contribute to the fight as fast as you can. Like this one jump, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 seconds before anything happened again after one Winston jump. You might as well have died. There's also the window that was up. Yeah, but you know your brig is swinging in there. You're guaranteed not going to be the target. If a team fight is happening like this, with a Sigma and stuff in front, and you guys have a kill, you know the momentum's on your side here. That's fine. Because the window's going to expire anyways. You should, I think, 100%, you either peek or you just walk around the stairs immediately. You peek and see what's up. There's no window at this point. Because you know your teammates are in the middle of an engagement. You can jiggle. There's a low chance of you dying with a little jiggle like that. Oh, yeah. The jiggly, I got you after Parzival. And the loot boxes. God damn. I think your scopes Your aim itself is actually pretty solid. I think that's like the best trait you have on Ana. But I think you're throwing away your sleeps and your nades very poorly. You're taking like low percentage sleep. Sometimes you'll hit some really nice ones. Don't play behind car here. I think you can play behind the stairs. Yeah. But you guys have momentum right now. Good nade. I almost like never stand on top of the cart like this for an angle. I don't think I ever do this, actually. I'll be honest with you. I mean, you're kind of in the middle of downtime, so you can kind of stand wherever, but just be careful of this. Alright, you're backing up now. That's fine. Go to the stairs. Or hug left, yeah, to dodge the widow. This is good. Okay. Yeah. I don't like any of the sleep dart usage in this game. Minus that one juicy sleep on the tracer early in the game. I think you can benefit a lot from like thinking about your other abilities. That one was fine. Save yourself. Yeah, then you kind of get pinched. Because you like stayed here, you kind of just get pinched eventually. I think that the most defensive position you could probably take as Ana is here, but then you get exposed to the widow sight line, but then you get the best line here. The next spot is probably behind this pillar to give yourselves a lung, or like around here. I tend to not stand in this area because you just get collapsed on. The minute somebody in your team dies here, they just roll you right here. The more defensive, especially last fights where you have infinite range as Ana, I think you just play here or here. Because even if somebody in your team in the front line dies, at least you're not like the next target. Is there an appropriate time for Ana to be in the front line? Not like if you're going for like a really aggressive nade to combo somebody, sure. Or like if you're specifically looking for that play. If you have no cooldowns, you should never be frontlining. Like it doesn't help. Now you don't want to be too far in the back depending on their comp. If they have flankers that are able to reach you, then you have to think about playing like a bit more mid-range. Like let's say somehow this tracer is slipping by every crack, and nobody on your team is contesting this, and this like Doomfist is managing to get close to you, then you can actually argue playing closer to your team, like closer to a wall, to kind of break those sight lines so you can get help faster, so you don't get isolated in the back. But that's like a situational read that you have to make, and based on this situation, like, okay. That's good. You juke that. Okay. This is really aggressive. Honestly, I'm okay with it. The mines are... you missed the nade, but I think the idea there is okay, because you guys are kind of just going for plays. You guys got to pick early. Unfortunately, they rezzed it. Okay, you lost your Sigma, so this is where your instinct is. Do you see how now they suddenly just catch you because you lose your Sig. And then you're just fucked. And now you're forced to go this way. You're gonna get cut off here. And then, yeah, you just died. This is like a high risk, high reward. Like the cheeky nade here works if your tanks stay alive. You can situationally do these though. Like, I think that should be a play reserved for like, you know, you're getting absolutely fucked as a team and you need to be a playmaker. Yeah, go for it. But
Ready for battle.
in that situation, that I don't think that was optimal. Okay. Let's watch one more.
Go. I keep you here.
Good on scope shots. Good. Your aim is solid. Seriously. Could have animation canceled the reload. I think you mistimed it a little bit, but the idea was there. Honestly, that sleep was fine because you're trying to save someone. There's a lot of like proactive sleeps when you should probably save it to be reactive mid-team fight. I think you're trying to predict the tracer. There. I see what you're trying to do, but I probably would have just focused on landing a shot onto her before like gambling on the nades here. You're dead. Alright, reset. Good nano. Saved him from getting hooked. Nice try on the sleep. Try not to nade until the recall. I like it. Oh shit, she got you. That's unfortunate. I think if you hit that first unscope shot, she would have recalled, and then you would have had the nade perfectly afterwards. That was a risky play, but I see what you're trying to do. Honestly, I would have done the same. I probably would have died too. You hold on as long as you can for that nade and try to get the recall without it. That was fine. You gambled on hitting that unscope shot, and I would have too. Easy to say in hindsight. I should have just naded to be Omega safe, but I feel you there. No, I don't like that nade. I'm okay with the sleep like that. That's fine. Okay, what you can do now is actually reposition. Your Brig's pushing cart. I would go high ground right now. Don't play on cart right now. You either go here or you take the back road and you play up here. So, reposition tip right now. I think you're trying to splash the nade, but yeah. Look, your team is playing up here. Like, if they get jumped on, they have to fall, and then, you know, you lose this strength, this positioning if they push you. I think if you're here and you're able to pocket them hard enough, they don't have to drop and compromise this spot. Then it makes them uncomfortable. So. Now, sometimes I would argue you don't have to move up. If your entire team commits to the ground, there's definitely times where you can play here, and you know, you play back here as Anna if you know the team fight's going to clash here. But just because you have to recognize what your team is doing too as a support player. 4 of your teammates were here, and your Brig like looked like she was fine pushing the cart, so you just go with them. Like, if you were there, you probably would have saved the Widow and probably killed the, may have been able to kill the Hog, because Anna counters Hog pretty hard. Now, this Tracer wouldn't be jumping you, she'd be trying to jump the Brig, which wouldn't be optimal, because Brig can ward off a Tracer pretty well. And now you guys got discombobulated. That's a big word. Nice. Good heads up play, listening to the footsteps. Ooh, you're like, okay, maybe your Widow called out that he was one. I was gonna say, even if that's a risky duel if he has flashbang, but he was one shot. I didn't know how much HP he had. Alright, she's full. Good nade. Honestly, I wouldn't get it this close anymore. Okay, I was gonna say, yeah. Your Widow was dueling a Tracer, and shit was happening here. I think you just play around this little groove right here, so you can both keep an eye on this Widow. And if you get jumped, hopefully your Widow peeks and puts a body shot onto her, and all you have to do is melee. That's how you work with the Widow. And then you get to stay here. You try for the nade. I think you're trying to splash it, which is fine. Then you get to sit here. You get to shoot. You guys were already, who's in there? Ball? Are you missing a teammate? Oh yeah, 2 of your teammates are dead. Okay. I think you would have lost this regardless, but in that situation, probably just play here. Do you think Anna should always be on the high ground here? I think it would be good. I wouldn't say always. I think the word always is tough to call in Overwatch because there's too many factors. There could be a better choice to be on the ground for a different specific situation, but as an Ana, especially now that the elevator's been changed, I tend to play a lot higher. I used to not, just because elevator was slow as fuck, and just I'd be going there and I'm like, okay, it's not ready. Fuck it, whatever. Commit to the ground. But because elevators changed now, I think there's nothing wrong with just starting high and dropping low if needed. So yeah, I would go high ground 95% of the time now. 5% for anomalies. Okay. Now you're up here. Now you can support your team here. You control this. Big nade there. Ah, Sigma blocked it. I would have naded there too. Try to sleep this. Okay, good. Nano the break. Nice. Okay, there you go. Honestly, nobody's looking at you. Just focus on the scope shots here. Okay, so this is good. Right here. Unfortunate for the nade. She rallied. You try for the sleep. I would probably quick scope the next shot here. Nade, and then I would scope right now. You shot three unscoped shots. Just didn't hit anything. Nice. Nice try there. The Tracer's kind of rolling. I think in that fight, I think you did like everything right, except probably just some scope shots, but your team kind of just got rolled.
30 seconds remaining.
I think your positioning was good to start. Good choice in the nano. You did kill the Mercy. Their brick just kind of just like Rambo'd inside and died though.
You're going to be okay.
That's tough. These guys were good.
Victory.
Oh, okay. Overall takeaways from your Ana is your nade. It's a couple of good nanos there at the end. I think your aim is great. But number one is you're just throwing away your sleeps and nades like 80% of the time. I didn't like 80% of your nades and sleeps in this game. Some of them were good, but most of them were not. So the best advice, because I can't tell you from every situation when it's good or not, but just encourage you to think more about those cooldowns before you throw them away. And just know that you don't have to use it just because you have it available. The threat of it is sometimes enough to thwart enemies away. And you don't have to reactively use it, because now that the game has evolved so much that people know to bait out sleeps. So a lot of times you just hold on to it. I think the CD usage in general needs a lot of work. The positioning and pathing near the end got better, but I didn't like some of the defensive positions based on the context of the fight. So that could also be something to focus on as well. KarQ gets his sleep baited out a lot. Oh yeah, like it's a mind game. It's a game of chicken. They try to bait your sleep out, and then you try to like fight them as long as you can without committing onto the sleep. And you know, they have the same game plan when they're like trying to play better DPS or tank. They're like, oh, we got to bait the Ana sleeped out, and then they do a bunch of shit to kind of force it out of you. And sometimes you don't have a choice. You kind of just have to go for it because you have no other option. But mostly CD usage, positioning a little bit, mostly on the defensive side. And yeah, decision making was okay. Are you guessing rank? Yeah, you guys can guess the rank now. So chat, what do you think LiquidFizz's rank is? I think when they're also like 180 health, you can look around a little bit more in between shots too.
What am I paying you for anyway? I need healing. Thank you.
Get back in the fight.
A lot of people guessing plat. Like right here, your decision. Yeah, think about, okay, do I go in? And then there's other one where you should have just like not walked into the open there, because then the tanks collapse on you. All right, this match was 3,500. Peak is 3,520. Current is 32. Well, there you go. That's what I mean. Like, the aim was good. Aim was good.